The Path to Authenticity is brought to you by GIA Miami. Founded by world-class mental health experts, GIA provides advanced care for difficult-to-treat conditions, including anxiety, medication-resistant depression, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. Using state-of-the-art methods, GIA can help people recover from conditions when more traditional approaches can't. Dr. Antonello Bonci has assembled an expert team serving international clientele in a modern and resplendent Miami setting. If you or someone you love is suffering from depression, anxiety, OCD, or other mental health concerns, call GIA at 833-713-0828. You can learn more about GIA by clicking the link in the show notes or by visiting giamiami.com.
Thank you for listening to The Path to Authenticity. My name's Tom Gentry. I think of this show as the opposite of small talk. You'll hear real conversations with real people who know who they are. We talk about what makes them who they are, how they became who they are, and how we might become truer expressions of who we are. If this is your first time here, thanks for checking it out. If not, thanks for coming back. I'm Tom Gentry, and this is The Path to Authenticity, episode 202 for November 22nd, 2022. It's November in Indiana. Seems like it got very cold very quickly. The last week or so, it's been lingering in the 20s, which has been quite an adjustment for me after spending 25 years in South Florida. Been gearing up, getting outfitted for winter. Long underwear, thermal boots, heavy coat, hat, scarf, gloves, all that stuff. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment for me. Gearing up for the holidays. Excited about Thanksgiving this week. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I look forward to spending Thanksgiving with my family for the first time in many years here in Indiana. And I'm approaching the anniversary of my mom's death, which was on the 28th. And Thanksgiving was great for her last year. It was her first time to really be among family since the onset of COVID. She had a great time. And our last real conversation, she talked about what a great experience she had. She was very, very happy. So kind of went out on a high note. So now here we are a year later and I'm back, living in the house where she lived, and I'll be there among my family members. So I'm making sweet potatoes. Excited about that and excited to spend time with everybody. So, if you've listened, you know I've been working on a book. And toward the end of the year last year, I read a number of passages from that in one of the episodes. It's in late December. And I thought I'd read another little essay that I've written. One of the things I'm going to be doing, I may have mentioned this before on the show, I'm not sure, but I've created a Substack account, and I'm going to be publishing regularly on there beginning the first of the year. So I'll leave a link in the show notes. Please join. So all of you who have joined the mailing list for the podcast, I'm I'm going to switch it over. So I'm going to name that publication The Manifest. And I'm working on the artwork for that right now, getting some help with that from someone dear to me. And the title will make sense as time goes on. It ties in with some other stuff I'm working on. So, again, I hope you join. My plan is to release something once a week, publish something once a week, and then also have some sort of exclusive content for members and charge a nominal monthly fee to join. And what I plan to do is not necessarily serialize the book that I've written, but share some of the stuff that I've written and may or may not feature readings of that on the Substack. So anyway, this is a little piece that I put together, some thoughts on crying and emotions. And this book is going to focus on our relationships with our emotions, primarily men. So here goes. The moment an infant emerges from their mother's womb, whoever is present anticipates one thing. Practically any depiction of birth in movies or television shows us this. Assuming all is well, for 9 months, this child develops in a pool of fluid, one human being growing inside another. Then, when the child leaves the pool and comes out into the light and air at birth, its lungs are cleared, and we wait for the cry. When the baby cries, we know it's okay. The father sighs, the mother smiles, and the doctor knows her work is done. This tiny human bursts into its new environment, disoriented, confused, overwhelmed. Of course, the natural response for this human being is to cry. When it does, all is well. So we all enter life in that manner. Everyone hopes we cry. Then, from that moment on, they teach us not to cry, and for that matter, not to feel. So many of us have troublesome relationships with our emotions. At least in Western society, we are indoctrinated to believe that feeling is a problem. There is a distorted yet powerful belief that to show emotion is to show weakness. The stigma associated with emotions is a problem for everyone, but especially for men. We are taught that we shouldn't feel, that there is something wrong with us if we experience emotions to which we assign a negative value. For men, it's okay to be happy. It's reasonable to be angry. But if we show sadness, people get uncomfortable. God forbid we tell someone our feelings are hurt. This is a recipe for disaster, and until we reconcile this, we will suffer. We can talk about masculine energy and feminine energy all we want, but it won't make much of a difference unless we're in tune with our emotions. We need to learn to stop using our energy to fight off our feelings and to harness the energy of our feelings. That is power. So regarding all this talk in popular culture about feminization and the destruction of manhood, alpha men, it's all noise. The problem is our disconnection from ourselves. As men, when we deny ourselves our emotional experience, we emasculate ourselves. The real path to embodied and empowered manhood goes through the wilderness of emotion. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. Plenty more to come. It's a good example of the kind of stuff I'll be sharing on the Substack account, The Manifest. So again, I'll leave a link in the show notes to join. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Wonderful holiday season. Thanks for listening, as always. Be nice.
That's our story. I hope you enjoyed the punk rock opera. We have one last piece of music for you. It goes like this.
Okay, go. You cannot make us, we are the GIA Man! We're just the losers that lived up the street, living on these chords, simple beats. You wanna cheat, you wanna stop, you wanna tear us down. We are the bad plans, man, we got our roots stuck in the ground. Musical generation, self-made bands. We cut our teeth with bloody hands. The rage has instilled in us. Can feed a crowd, give them a rush. Thank you. And good night.